Okay. All right. I have come here today to Inaptich police station because a case was reported to me that there was a father who has defiled his 2 daughters and probably even the 3rd one. And the biggest problem we had is that the chief, who's called Maswai, the area chief, has been protecting the criminal. And then after that, it came here to the police station, and even the police kept on covering up and everything. And I was telling the police that already the medical report was done and it was confirmed. Yes, they've arrested the gentleman, he's here. But at the moment, he has not even taken plea because they have been saying, that the DPP wants to interview the child. That again is very shocking. I've never heard of that. The interview of the child should be done by the police officers who are trained to handle children here at the police station, not for the prosecutor to ask for the child. So when I arrived here in the morning, they told me that the mother has gone has gone with the child to see the prosecutor because the prosecutor wants to interview the child. And it's because and now the child has become so terrorized that the child is now not speaking up at all. And we always know that in children cases, it's very traumatic. So you find that the children must be handled in such a nice way so that they can be able to speak up. And so the child now is not speaking up. The prosecutor, right now we are still waiting. I told the OCS, call your officer and find out who they took the file to. In fact, himself, he tells me, you call him. So even the OCS here is not being very useful. And his first reaction when I asked him, he said, but the child has recanted. So then I said, but you have the medical report. When the medical report is available, it is sufficient. Yes. So this is why you find defilement cases are never reported, because people get frustrated with the police. And that's why I'm calling you people, you need to highlight this case. The other sad part is that the school where the child was going, it was reported to the matron. When the matron got the report about the defilement going on at home, instead of the school even reporting to the police, because schools must know that when children are in school, they are the caretakers of those children. So that when they hear something like this that happens, it is their responsibility to report it to the police themselves. They don't have to wait for the parents or a neighbor to do it. Once the information comes to the teacher, it is good. So even the teachers have to be told they have that responsibility. And then what happened is, even after it was reported to the matron, it was reported to the head teacher. The head teacher still kept that man, because that man was working in the school. He was working in the kitchen. How do you allow somebody who's been alleged to be involved in defiling children, and then you keep him to stay with our children? That is wrong. In fact, they should have suspended him immediately, pending even the investigations, because people like that cannot be around any children. In fact, sexual offenders are not permitted to work around children anywhere in the world. So so there was complacency. I feel sad that we have teachers who can't report this. Then you have a chief who has known about the case and he said he will handle it himself. Then you have police who are slowing down the investigations. So, but we are going to follow it up. I have spoken to the police officer who was dealing with it, and I've told them, surely you have sufficient evidence for this man to be brought to court. Yeah, but again, we are in such danger, because I worry if somebody like this, who has been interfering, using the chief, using the police officers, if he is allowed to actually go out even on bail, someone like this is going to attack the mother, attack the children again, and terrorize them and tell them, you reported me. So nobody is safe. And I think it's important that our police officers begin to understand how serious this problem is. And the police officers, there's always a female police officer who is supposed to handle those kind of things. But even them, they've just mismanaged the case. Now, because the file has been taken to the DPP, I've called the DPP, the senior DPP of Asingishu. She says she has not received the file, but I've managed to call another officer who's there, and then she told me, don't worry, we are going to record the case right now. Because it's supposed to be recorded, and then the virtual hearing of plea taking can be done here at the police station. Because right now, the Eldoret law courts are closed for 2 weeks because of COVID. The teacher says he knew about it 2 months ago. Yeah, okay, it's been happening, but when it was now reported was 2 months ago. Yeah. I think one is in class 8, and then I think the other one, I'm not sure, maybe, but they're all young. Yeah, they're definitely all below 18. The father is who works in the school. In fact, I've called the headmaster now, and I said, then he told me, no, he has sent him on leave.